Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everyone's having a great day and a great week so far. And before we get started, we want to take a second to thank everyone here during the stream today for spending the next 20 to 25 minutes here with us and learn a little bit more about Odoo, Odoo's value proposition, how we position in the market globally, the growth that we've been incurring on in this like 5 to 10 years, our position in the current market of Texas, which is one of our strongest here in the United States. And then we'll dive a little bit deeper into the main body of the presentation where we're going to be talking about the partnership here at Odoo. What are some of the benefits of becoming an Odoo official partner? Different ways of monetizing, which at the end of the day is what we're here for, and some of those requirements to initiate as an Odoo official partner. All right. So let me introduce myself. My name is Juan de Silva. I'm a senior account executive here in the partnership recruitment team in the San Francisco office. And our main role within the organization is to work with companies as yourselves, IT companies, that not only want to use the software internally, but are also looking to give that next step of commercializing Odoo and offer those implementation, consulting, and support services for your guys' clients. My contact information, here's my email, jds@odoo.com. So if you guys have any questions throughout the presentation or once we finalize the presentation, don't hesitate to shoot me an email and I'll be more than happy to help you guys with anything regarding Odoo or anything regarding the partnership here at Odoo. All right. Here to my right, I got my work colleague and my friend Davian. Davian, introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Davian David, Senior Account Executive here at Odoo. Been here for a little over 3 years. My email is ddav@odoo.com. If you have any questions about partnership or you want to learn more, please don't be afraid to reach out to myself or to Juan after the presentation. We're happy to answer all the questions for you.
Beautiful, beautiful. On another note, we have our live chat here to your guys' right. So if you guys have any live questions throughout the presentation, don't hesitate to put them up there in the chat. And a couple of our work colleagues are going to be paying close attention to answer those questions in lifetime. All right. So now that we've introduced ourselves, let's jump into the main body of the presentation. First of all, I'd like to start with this slide because it gives a clear representation of the growth that Odoo's had in this last 5 to 10 years, where we currently position in the global market, and what is our vision and strategy for the following years. As mentioned previously, me and Davian are in the San Francisco office. And just to give a little bit of context, when I started here at Odoo around 5 years ago, we already accounted for around 160 employees here in the San Francisco office. Right now, we're closing in that 700 employee number. So it gives a clear representation on how we've grown here in the San Francisco office, and not only here, but worldwide, all right? Since I've been here, we've been opening a wide variety of offices, such as the Mexico City office, the Curitiba office in Brazil. In Valencia, we opened an office in Spain and also Italy, all right? Currently, we're positioned at 19 offices worldwide with some key statistics here that represent that growth that I've been mentioning and talking about. We're currently laying in around 7,000 employees, closing in that gap to around 10,000 partners, which we're truly, and hopefully throughout this presentation, we're encouraging you guys to join this partner network as well, accounting for more than 15 million happy users and around 160K paid customers as it is. So once again, I love to showcase this slide before we dive deep into the presentation because it gives that clear representation of where we're coming from, where we currently position in the global market, and where we're trying to go. Something that represents this as well, Davian, is some of the endorsements and some of the accolades we've had throughout this last couple of years. So tell us a little bit about that.
Definitely, yeah, let's dive into it. So first, let's mention the Forbes review that happened about 2 years ago. I remember I was still new to the company, but I remember my phone's ringing off the hook when Forbes gave us a shout out and started endorsing us as a major ERP partner in the market. In addition to that, we could also look at the CNBC review that gave us a new valuation. We had BlackRock and we had Sequoia Capital Invest giving Odoo a new valuation of $5 billion. After that, we had Capital G showing more growth of the company, how strategic we are inside of the market, and how we can definitely scale for those larger partners and clients. And some major partners to announce, KPMG and Deloitte major accounting firms, and implementation partners that are working with Odoo and helping to grow the platform for all of our clients.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so now we understand the global presence of Odoo. What are some of the biggest endorsements we've incurred in this last couple of years? So let's dive into an important part of the presentation, which is what is Odoo actually? For a lot of you guys might know Odoo is an ERP system, right? And the whole idea behind Odoo is to have an all-in-one solution, an all-integrated solution for your customers to optimize and have their processes be more efficient. We currently, as you guys can see here, have more than 75 native applications or out-of-the-box applications that we've developed here in-house. And Odoo is attractive for any type of client regarding the vertical that they're positioned, as you guys can see here, or the size that they're incurred on. So we work with SMB companies, mid-market companies, and also penetrating that large enterprise side of things. As I mentioned, we have around 75 applications out of the box developed from our team here internally. And as you guys can see, we divide them by blocks. So we have applications in the sales side of things, such as CRM, subscriptions, point of sale. We got website applications for those companies that want to build websites and sell product online regarding the e-commerce. We got operation apps for the inventory management, timesheets, etc. Manufacturing applications, human resources, marketing apps, and finance apps. So you name it. Basically, Odoo fits for any type of client, independently of their size or the vertical that they're positioned on. But let's dive a little bit more in depth into what are the core strengths of Odoo and why should you guys and your guys' client go with Odoo as opposed to other ERP systems.
Yeah, so one of the big strengths of Odoo, like Juan just mentioned, we have 75 apps out of the box, all integrated together to help your business. It's very adaptable to all industries, and it can help scale as your business continues to grow. And Odoo is very flexible. It's open source. There's no vendor locks in, and you can export your data on demand. There's endless opportunities of integration and customizable applications that Odoo offers. It's about 60,000 that are straight out of that are on our third-party app store. And Odoo is very cost-effective. It's transparent licensing structure. There's annual renewals, and there's no surprises when your price is coming to renew. The Odoo ecosystem is available for implementation, and we give you a comprehensive total cost of ownership when you're moving forward with Odoo. Juan, please tell us a little bit more about the technical side of Odoo and what that entails.
Of course, of course. So now that we already talked about the functional side of things and what are the core strengths of Odoo, something truly important to touch is on the technical side and the framework of Odoo. Before jumping into the technologies behind Odoo, it's important to mention that one of the key benefits of becoming an Odoo official partner is that we're going to give you guys access to that source code of Odoo for not just precisely commercialize and implement the modules that we have out of the box, but for those companies that have a development team and want to build on top of Odoo to penetrate and be more specific in different market sectors, you guys are going to be able to do that as well. All right. So one of the most important benefits, that access to the source code of Odoo. Technologies behind Odoo, our database runs through PostgreSQL, and the access to the source code, you guys will have that access through a GitHub account that you tied up to an M code that will give you guys once you initiate with this partnership membership. All right. Languages behind Odoo are Python, JavaScript, CSS. And as you guys probably know, these are modern known languages, highly flexible and open source. That's going to give you and your team that ability of customize the platform, integrated with other softwares in case you guys want to do that and it's needed. And with this type of access to the source code and all the building blocks from Odoo, the possibilities are endless in that spectrum. All right. Here, also important to mention that we have our app store, where you guys, through that access to the source code of Odoo, can build applications from scratch and put them up in this app store. We have more than 60,000 modules that have been built from partners and companies as yourself that directly monetize just through the developments that they have made. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into different ways of monetization and monetize Odoo once you become partners. And this is one of the key components we're going to be touching on. But I thought it was a good idea to just tie it up with the technologies behind Odoo. All right. So now we understand a little bit about the technologies of Odoo. what are the core strengths functionally, and our position globally in the market. Tell us, Davian, why is Texas so important for us here in the US? And tell us a little bit about that growth we've been incurring here.
Of course. So Texas is one of the largest states in the nation. It is our second largest market in the United States. Definitely starting off with Houston, giving us 18% of the market share from the state, followed by Dallas at 11% and Austin at 9%. So there's a lot of room for growth inside of this state. And we are definitely doing a large investment this year, moving into the Texas market. Some things to talk about Texas. There's currently around 1,300 paid companies in Texas. That's a 60% year-over-year growth. And there's about 70 new companies joining Texas every single month. So it's about 2 companies a day from Texas joining to Odoo.
Well, we got a couple news regarding Texas and some business shows we're going to be doing there shortly. We're going to mention them throughout the presentation, but just keep an eye out, stay tuned, because good things are coming for Texas for sure. All right, we understand now how important the Texas market is for us and that growth that we've been incurring in the last couple of years in Texas specifically. So let's dive into, in my opinion, the most important part of the presentation, which is, okay, so once we join this partnership network, how are we going to make money as partners? This is the key component of the presentation. All right, so it's important to mention we have 5 different ways of monetizing Odoo. The first one is pretty straightforward. It's based on a commission structure based on the enterprise license that you sell to your clients. If you guys are not yet familiar with the pricing structure towards end client, don't hesitate to reach out to us and we can set up a quick little meeting to run you guys through some of those details, all right? We have 3 different levels of partners, as you guys can see here: Ready, Silver, and Gold partners. Davian's going to tell us a little bit more about the requirements to become each and one of these levels in a second. But as a Ready partner, you guys are going to be pocketing 10% in commission. Silver is going to be 15% respectively of those enterprise licenses, and Gold is going to be 20%. All right, so pretty straightforward. Second point, commission for Odoo.sh. Odoo.sh is what we call our hosting and development platform, where you guys are going to be have access to that source code of Odoo, as I mentioned previously. All right. So anytime you guys develop any customization, any app from zero, or any integration, you guys will do that in Odoo.sh. And any client that wants to take advantage of those type of integrations or developments, they're going to have to purchase licensing of Odoo.sh as well. From that hosting fee of Odoo.sh, you guys are going to be pocketing 50% of the commission. So truly an important point when we're thinking about covering that ROI of becoming an Odoo official partner and having more flexibility to work with any type of client. All right. Number 3, the bread and butter of our partners. At the end of the day, this is the most efficient way of monetizing Odoo. And we're talking about the services. We're talking about implementation, consulting, support, or any developments that you guys want to do. Here, you guys are going to be pocketing 100% of what you charge to your clients. And you guys have complete freedom of charging what you consider. However, we do have some parameters where our partners tend to move along regarding how much they charge for the services in the Texas market and in the US market as it is. And I can tell you guys that normally our partners tend to move through $150 to $300 per hour per service. Once again, you guys have complete freedom of charging what you consider. And I work with partners that charge under those parameters in order to be used as a competitive advantage. And I have partners that have long-lasting relationships with their current customers. They know they can pay a little bit more, so they get closer to that $300 an hour range of things. But important to mention, 100% of the proceedings are going to be for you guys. And lastly, I know we already covered in the technology side and the development side of things, but once you guys develop an application from zero, you guys have 2 different ways of monetizing. One of them is the indirect way, where you guys can just keep that development and use it as a competitive advantage to attract more clients to your portfolio. Or secondly, we have the direct way of monetizing it, which is putting up these applications in our third-party app store, where any client of Odoo, independently if it's your client or not, if they see value in this type of development or app that you guys have developed, they can purchase it and you guys will monetize it automatically. So a lot of our partners that have that development team and that background in development tend to monetize through this specific way. All right. So those are the 5 different ways of monetizing Odoo as a partner. Now, let's talk about how easy it is to cover that return on investment of actually becoming a partner with a quick little exercise. All right. I like to showcase this slide because it gives a clear and accurate representation on how easy it is to cover that ROI. For this specific exercise or this purpose, we're going to be taking into consideration a 15 user project, which is considered a small to medium sized project, where the client is also going to be hosting their database in Odoo SH. All right. So for the licensing fee and the Odoo SH platform, the client for 15 users and access to all the modules and applications we have within Odoo is going to be paying around $10,000 approximately. Regarding commissions, as I mentioned, you guys are going to be pocketing 10% of the enterprise license plus 50% of Odoo SH, which brings those commission structure to almost $1,200. All right. And then assuming that this project is going to take around 100 hours to be completed, and you guys will be charging around 150 hours, which is in the low end of things, you guys are going to be looking at a profit of just one project of $12,000. So extremely easy to cover that ROI just with one project within Odoo. So that's why we truly encourage you guys to test out the platform and join this partnership team, because possibilities are endless. All right. So now we understand a little bit of the monetization and how easy it is to cover that ROI. Tell us a little bit about what are the requirements, what do they need in order to become an Odoo official partner?
Certainly. So getting started with the Odoo partnership. For a ready partner, we want you to bring on just 10 users per year, and we want one person on your team to get that Odoo certification. That certification is good for 3 years or 3 versions. So once you get version 19 certified, you're good till 21 comes out. To become a silver partner, we want all of our partners to grow. We don't want you to stay in the ready level. We want you to become a silver and gold partner and get higher up. So to get to the next tier, you have to bring on 75 users per year. And then we want 3 people on your team to be certified. And officially for our highest tier of partnership, our gold partners, that's when you're bringing on 300 users per year and you have 6 people on your team certified. So really the path for all partners is eventually to grow and to scale to become a larger partner.
Beautiful.
And then let's talk about Texas specifically. So last year we paid out $6,300,000 just to our Texas partners. So you can see Texas is a huge market. Partners are making a lot of commission inside of this market, and there's a lot of room for growth. Like I said, we're adding 70 new clients per month. So a lot of new opportunity for new partners to come and help this number grow.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Juan, please tell us a little bit more about the partner manager and the support that they provide to the help and the growth of the Odoo partners.
Of course, of course. In my opinion, I don't know if it's because I'm in the commercial side of things, but this is the most important benefit inside the partnership program, all right? And it's that you guys are going to have this relationship or work hand in hand with a partner manager or a dedicated account manager, how we call them, all right? This individual is an expert in the functional side of things of Odoo and also the commercial side of things of Odoo. It's going to help you guys with the full sales cycle of different opportunities that you guys bring to the table or opportunities that Odoo might be bringing for you guys as well. All right. So we're talking about better practices for identifying new opportunities, better practices to qualify those opportunities and truly get a good understanding of what are the pain points of those clients and the areas of opportunity in order to sell Odoo and how Odoo is going to solve for those issues. And then lastly, they're going to help you build in different presentations, different trainings that are going to be tailored specifically for those pain points and the necessities of each and one of your clients. So from personal experience, I can tell you that whenever you do this type of demos, as opposed to just general demonstrations of the platform, the percentage of contracts that are closed goes through the roof. So honestly, truly important. And if there's something that I want you guys to leave or take from this customer dedicated account manager, is that specific help with the demos and specific trainings, all right? They're going to help you close sales, build different marketing strategies, strategic support in the sense of growth plans, competitive analysis, and increasing the market share. And then these dedicated account managers have their own CRM or their own pipeline. So in some occasions, opportunities that they have been working on or they get in their pipeline, they might be bringing to the table for you guys to work hand in hand with them and try to close the majority of these business opportunities. Last couple of things to add up regarding the dedicated account manager. specialized advice, improved client satisfaction, stability of growth, and improved client retention, which is truly important to keep that level of partnership up and high. All right. So once again, in my opinion, the most important benefit when we're talking about commercial side of things. All right. So beautiful. We understand this key benefit in order to help them close sales and just kind of build that pipeline of business within Odoo. Tell us, towards the client's perspective, what type of support are they going to be getting from Odoo specifically, and what type of support are they going to be getting from the partner itself?
Definitely, let's dive into it. So clients can get support from Odoo. The first thing we're going to provide to the client, Odoo is providing the contract, the licensing, allowing you to join the platform. So we could provide 1 to 5 year contracts. It gives you access to all the apps inside of Odoo and helps you maximize your potential returns by getting that multi-year contract. Additionally, we're providing you with the hosting and with the security. So you don't have to worry about your data being protected, any data breaches. Odoo is providing that level of security for you, the client. In addition to that, you're getting general support. So if you have any technical issues, any first level, base level live support that you need from Odoo, you can contact Odoo directly, and we're here to support you on that. Now, let's get into what the partner is providing to the client. So you as the partner are going to provide the discovery of the client. So you're just identifying the needs, understanding the objectives, and understanding the risk of the project. So doing the entire scope. After that, you providing the implementation. And with the implementation, you're going to be looking at having your dedicated consultants working with the client, giving that technical expertise, and helping set up all the functionality you need for the client. Next, it's important for the partners to provide the training the client is looking for. So, of course, you're the partner, very knowledgeable on Odoo, you're certified in the platform, you're setting it all up for the client. It's your responsibility to train the clients on how to use the software correctly and make sure they're using the tool to the full extent of their abilities. And then you also want to be the first line of support. So when the client has any technical issues, they can reach out to Odoo, but it's better when the client reaches out to the partner directly because you already have that relationship with the client. You know their project, you know what they're working on, you know the ins and outs of the entire scope of the project. So you being the first line of support, being that trusted person the client can contact whenever they have any questions.
Beautiful.
All right. Now, to tell us a little bit about the road shows when we hit the road and what that looks like.
Of course, yeah. Here at Odoo, we love doing this type of marketing events hand in hand with our partners. And this is a beautiful opportunity for us as the brand to get some brand awareness and penetrate different markets, different areas that we haven't exploited yet as it is. And it's a beautiful opportunity for you guys as partners to bring that value proposition. What are you guys offering as a competitive advantage as opposed to just the software itself? And it's a great opportunity for you guys to get marketing, leads, and different business opportunities. We actually have a couple business shows coming up in Texas, Dallas, February 10th, and Austin, February 12th. Personally, I'm going to be out there, so I truly encourage you guys to come join me. It will be a pleasure to meet you guys. And as I mentioned, this is a beautiful opportunity for you guys to start building that brand, that value proposition as an Odoo official partner, and keep building that client portfolio as well. So truly a beautiful opportunity for those couple things, right? And now, important to mention as well, Davian, we already understood our global presence, functionalities, technologies behind Odoo, and most of the key points of becoming an Odoo official partner. But let's say when someone truly makes the decision, we want to start as Odoo partners, how is that timeline going to look like from the beginning stages all the way to you're fully trained?
Definitely. Let's dive into it. So when you're getting activated as a partner, you're going to be working with either myself, Juan, or someone else on our team, getting that partnership, doing the entire activation process and signing you up for all the additional steps. One of the most important things, we want to get all of our partners that training necessary to help teach them how to implement the software, getting them working with our technical support team and getting involved in those workshops. After that, we're definitely going to introduce you to your partner manager. That's the person who's going to help you with the sales, help you grow your company, onboard new clients. And they're also the person you can contact when you have questions about Odoo and you want case studies, you want to learn more about the product. You can contact those partner managers. We have that line of contact for you. Another big one, visibility on our website. So we're proud to bring you guys on as partners, and we want to advertise you as partners. So you will get listed on our partner page. We'll put the logo for your company, the name of your company, a description of your business, and we'll advertise you on our website. Then we can also help you generate sales strategies with the partner manager. So that's very important to build that relationship with your PM and get that relationship so you can bring more people on board, bring clients on board, and help give them the confidence. And then, of course, getting you Odoo certified. So we have training for that. We're going to go into that in the next slide. We're going to tell you what that process can become. You have a 6-month grace period to get that certification, so something very big. And next, we're going to be talking about attracting new customers to your market and bringing you guys up on training. And talking about training, we have e-learning on our website. So there's functional training on every single module of Odoo. We're always uploading new videos. You probably see this room and a lot of those videos. We shoot them right here. You get dedicated support on our website. I gotta say, it's some of the best documentation I've seen. I love how they add the images and do the entire documentation. Very easy to follow. I mean, if you ever do a demo with me on it, you'll probably see me looking at the documentation during the phone call. Additional to that, you have general training and you have a partner knowledge base. That partner knowledge base is something only partners get. So only you have access to it. It's teaching you general information on bringing up a partner, getting your sales training up, marketing yourself as a partner. And now let's talk about one of the most important training classes that Odoo has to offer for all of our partners, the Project Leader Onboarder, more specifically known as the PLO. Juan, please tell us a little bit more about this class and what it entails.
Of course, yeah, no, this is one of my favorite trainings for partners, and in my opinion, the most important one in that sense. As Davian mentioned, is what we call a Project Leader Onboarding, or PLO. This is a specific training more based on the functional side of things, and it's to make sure that your whole team is up and onboarded to offer high quality services towards your clients, all right? In this type of training, you guys are not only going to be trained by that dedicated account manager that's going to help you guys more in the commercial side of things, as we spoke earlier, but this PLO training is a 35-hour training that normally takes around 7 to 8 weeks, where you and your team is going to be working hand in hand with a senior consultant or a senior implementator from Odoo. For a little bit more context, just so you guys have a good idea, this is the type of training that all our senior consultants and implementators within Odoo have to take before working on their first project within the company. So we can truly assure you guys that those team members that take this PLO training are going to be masters at the functional level of Odoo and how to implement Odoo and offer Odoo services in an efficient and in the correct manner. So truly our gold mine when it comes to training, specifically for those high quality service that is crucial for our partners to be successful. So now that we talk about the e-learning and the Project Leader Onboarding, lastly, a lot of you guys might be wondering, okay, but is there a way where we're going to be training the technical side of things and the development side of things? The answer is yes. We do have a technical training here within Odoo, which is pretty intense, I'm not gonna lie. It's around 2 weeks where you and your developer team are gonna be working hand in hand with a senior developer from Odoo for around 4 to 6 hours daily throughout those 2 weeks. So as I said, pretty intense, but this training is gonna teach you and your team how to develop and manipulate the source code of Odoo from zero. What are the best practices of managing that Odoo.sh platform? Anything that has to do with API connectors in order to generate integrations with other type of softwares in case your clients need something on that end. And I can assure you guys that the partners that I've had in the past that have taken this technical training live with a really good understanding of how to manage that source code of Odoo and how to add that additional value to what we have developed out of the box. So these are the 3 main ways of getting your team up and running. And I truly encourage you guys to get in touch with us in order to get a little bit more information on how that process is going to look like with these trainings. But I can assure you that if you tackle these 3 main areas, you guys will be successful as an Odoo official partner. All right. So we're coming here to an end of our presentation. First of all, we want to thank you guys for spending this last 25 minutes to 30 minutes with us. To do a quick little recap, we talked about our global presence here, Davian, the growth that we've been incurred on in this last 5, 10, 15 years, how important the Texas market is for us and how we're investing in growing this market even more with people and companies as yourself. And we obviously touched a lot on what are some of the benefits and the different ways of monetizing Odoo as a partner. So this is a beautiful chance to encourage you guys to join this wave of success here at Odoo. Is the perfect time? Is the right time? We're only covering around 1% of the market share here in the US, so possibilities are endless. And for those of you guys and partners that join right now, possibilities are endless in a positive manner, and business is going to be booming. So once again, we want to thank you for this time. Here's our contact information, my email, Davian's email. Any questions you guys might have, don't hesitate to shoot them up. We'll be here to answer them for you. And don't forget, Dallas and Austin business shows February 10th and February 11th. So I'll be there personally. Can't wait to see you guys. And Davian, anything else you want to add up?
I want to thank you all for joining us today. It's a great time to join the Odoo partnership market. Like Juan said, market is going to be booming. A lot of market share to go after. We're only at 1% right now, so we're looking for tremendous amounts of growth, especially in the Texas market. So if you are in Texas, please don't be afraid. Come out to Dallas, come out to Austin, come join us, meet us in person, and we're excited to meet with you all.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Davian. And everyone, have a great rest of your week.
As well. Thank you.